Three Studies for a Portrait of Henrietta Moraes really presents one of the true masterpieces of Francis Bacon's career. Executed at a time of incredible personal and commercial success, we really see the beginnings and foundations of what was to become Bacon's most desired format and indeed one of his most famous and preferred sitters. So here in October 1963, in a period of both commercial and personal success, we see Bacon putting that to his canvas, and we see him here really in his swashbuckling best, with a painterly bravura that is unmatched. Francis Bacon's paintings exude this inner essence, or what he called the pulsations of a person, because he painted from people that he knew extremely well. And Henrietta really provided the perfect muse and perfect female muse for him. She was unconventional, sexually uninhibited, gregarious, this sort of bohemian avant-garde bon vivant that really was the sort of mirror to his own visage. And famously had an early relationship with Lucian Freud, whom painted her in 1953. In the previous decade, Bacon's subjects, both friends, artists, lovers, were predominantly male, but in the 1960s, this coterie of female sitters really came to the fore. And in Henrietta, whom he met in Soho, she then went on to become one of the most used sitters throughout his career in over 23 paintings. And this painting from 1963 marks the very first inception of his painting of her. We see Bacon here really at the very beginning stages of what was to become his most famed and preferred format, the triptych. The triptych obviously has connotations with religious iconography, but for Bacon really it was about using works in series. This painting, very interestingly, marks a slight shift for Bacon. He famously really only worked from photographs, preferring to use those as aide-memoirs rather than have the subject sit before him. But this painting of Henrietta really marks possibly the last moment where he used the sitter in real life. So you have that wonderful contrast of sitter before him and utilising photographic imagery. The photographs of Henrietta were commissioned by Bacon by the feted Soho photographer John Deacon in the late 1950s, and really he used these images of Henrietta throughout his career. Here we see Henrietta, the progression of her as a character. We're seeing three sides to her. We have the background of the painting deeply saturated with this crimson scarlet red that Bacon used on the unprimed canvas, which seep and saturate through, giving this real intensity. That then is heightened by this very thick, black, inky, stippled background that is only contrasted and heightened with the impasto of the white, giving a wonderful contrast and plasticity to Henrietta's face. The spontaneity and immediacy that Bacon always talks about, that accident, that chance, really comes to the fore in this painting. Three Studies for a Portrait of Henrietta Moraes. It's coming to the market for the very first time. Acquired by William S. Paley in 1963, almost immediately after it was painted, and lately held in the stewardship of the Museum of Modern Art for over 30 years. Its extraordinary provenance is only matched by its exceptional execution. Both its intimacy and its intensity are unparalleled within Bacon's career.